Hello, happy Friday. I am super glad that it is the weekend. It has been a long week. I don't want to do that. I'm always tired. I think I'm tired because I'm always dehydrated, so I brought out my, I was gonna make myself it's easier for me to drink water if it has flavoring, so a lot of times I'll do, Plexus, but I'm out of the regular like flavored packets that they have, and I had bought this kind before the Active, but it has caffeine, so I don't use it as much because I don't love a ton of caffeine, but I think I just need a little sliver of it, versus having like pop or something, soda. I just gonna have some water and some caffeine. But anyway, and then tonight is my, it's not actually my church, it's a different church in the neighborhood that's doing their, it's like a sisterhood night, and so I like to go to them, like, because neither of my churches do sisterhood nights, and so this will be like a female speaker, and so then from 7 to 9 it's all the women in the church get together and listen to the female pastor, and usually they have like a book to sell or they're promoting them for some reason, but it's such a wonderful, like, replenishing, like, just super nice way to spend a Friday night. And I usually go. Tonight I'm a little unsure if I'll go because I am kind of tired, like I was just saying. I'm like, I could just stay home and go to sleep early and do dishes and just kind of ease into the weekend, but I also kind of want to go out, so we'll see. I'll have a little bit of this, not the whole packet, and just see how I feel. Probably around 6:30 I'll decide. Do I want to I'll probably decide by 6. Do I want to get ready and go and be there by 7 or not? I also chopped my hair off. I'm sure it looks different. It's not professionally cut yet. I just was so tired of it being so long and in need of a cut. So currently I'm experimenting with lengths, and once I just chopped it straight across, and once I get it to a length that I like if I curl it or something, like what length is perfect, and then once I like it, then I'll go in and I'll pay someone to fix it for me so it doesn't look so like a blunt cut, and they know how to do all the, like, the layering and make it more wispy and stuff and more normal looking, so that when it grows out how it normally looks. So I apologize for this in-between stage of cut by myself haircut. And interestingly, sorry, I keep almost drinking, but when you cut your hair straight across, then in the back it looks like a V, so it's also like super funny from the back. So I'll probably have to like curl my hair or wear a ponytail or something tonight if I go out. But that aside, let's read our devotional for today and see what it says. I never drink my water. Let's just pause for just 30 seconds and have just a quick drink. I'm so anxious to read. Anyway, okay. October 7th. In order to hear my voice, you must release all your worries into my care. Entrust to me everything that concerns you. This clears the way for you to seek my face unhindered. Let me free you from fear that is hiding deep inside you. Sit quietly in my presence, allowing my light to soak into you and drive out any darkness lodged within you. Accept each day just as it comes to you. Remember that I am sovereign over your life. Rejoice in this day that I have made, trusting that I am abundantly present in it. Instead of regretting or resenting the way things are, thank me in all circumstances. Trust me and don't be fearful. Thank me and rest in my sovereignty. I can never say that word. Sovereignty. Peter 5:67, Psalm 118:24, 1 Thessalonians 5:18. And then we are at 1 Peter 2. So let's read that as well. Therefore, rid yourselves of all malice and deceit, hypocrisy, envy, and slander of every kind. Like newborn babies, crave pure spiritual milk, so that by it you may grow up in your salvation, now that you have tasted that the Lord is good. The living stone and a chosen people. As you come to him, they talk about that a lot in Christianity. It's like the baby, the nursing baby drinks milk, and then, they go to baby food, and then they go to solid food, and then when they're mature, they're eating meat, they're having steak, and they use that to like describe the growth and the maturity as a Christian, right? So what's interesting about that is, for me, now granted, I have only been doing this since 2018, and it's now 2022. So 2018, 19, 20, 22, we're working on the 5th year. It's been 4 full years. In my mind, from day one till now, there has been a ton of growth. In other people's minds, looking in at me from the outside, I'm as milky as they come, right? So it has been frustrating for me to be labeled as milky by people looking in from the outside, when again, they don't know. Considering how much I do, like I am immersed in the Bible and all of the church services I go to, and just like daily, I'm like, I could be listening to multiple church services like daily. I'm like taking it so much in, and I can do that because I'm in my 40s, right? I'm not like, when you learn at age 5, you start at that age, you're not learning at that same pace. So you gotta give somebody some credit, I think, for at what age do they start. Like, you can't just be like, oh, she's like a 4-year-old Christian, because the rate at which we're able to learn and grow and mature is exponentially greater than somebody who learns from a super young age, in my mind. So anyway, let's move forward. I'm not loving this short hair, I gotta be honest, but it could be that I need some makeup and should style my hair, but as you come to him, the living stone, rejected by humans but chosen by God and precious to him, you also, like living stones, are being built into a spiritual house, to be a holy priesthood, offering spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. For in Scripture it says, "See, I lay a stone in Zion, a chosen and precious cornerstone, and the one who trusts in him will never be put to shame." Now to you who believe, this stone is precious, but to those who do not believe, the stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. We're not going to go into that, what all that means, but and a stone that causes people to stumble, and a rock that makes them fall. They stumble because they disobey the message, which is also what they were destined for. But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. Once you were not a people, but now you are the people of God. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. I forget who he's talking to. He is talking to early Gentile and Jewish Christians scattered because of persecution. Okay, living godly lives in a pagan society. Dear friends, I urge you as foreigners and exiles to abstain from sinful desires which wage war against your soul. Live such good lives among the pagans that, though they may accuse you of doing wrong, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day he visits us. Submit yourselves for the Lord's sake to every human authority, whether to the emperor as the supreme authority or to governors who are set by him to punish those who do wrong and to commend those who do right. For it is God's will that by doing good you should silence the ignorant talk of foolish people. Live as free people, but do not use your freedom as a cover-up for evil. Live as God's slaves. That's important. But we'll not talk about it right now. Show proper respect to everyone. Love the family of believers. Fear God. Honor the emperor. Slaves, in reverent fear of God, submit yourselves to your masters, not only to those who are good and considerate, but also to those who are harsh. For it is commendable if somebody bears up under the pain of unjust suffering because they are conscious of God. But how is it to your credit if you receive a beating for doing wrong and endure it? But how is it to your credit if you receive a beating for doing wrong and endure it? But if you suffer for doing good and endure it, this is commendable before God. To this you were called, because Christ suffered for you, leaving you an example that you should follow in his steps. He committed no sin, and no deceit was found in his mouth. When they hurled their insults at him, he did not retaliate. When he suffered, he made no threats. Instead, he entrusted himself to him who judges justly. He himself bore our sins in his body on the cross, so that we might die to sins and live for righteousness. By his wounds you have been healed. For you were like sheep going astray, but now you have returned to the shepherd and overseer of your souls. So they're just talking about Jesus was so good. He was so good, and he was crucified. He was murdered. He was treated like crap, right? And he didn't retaliate. He didn't get back. He didn't, he forgave them. He asked God to forgive them. He was just pure love. He was just radiating pure love. And the point is for us to do the same, right? Which we need practice doing. I'm definitely a million times better at it than back in the day, but it does help to keep that perspective. Sometimes I have the feeling of you want your proper response to unjust cruelty to be something that can change the situation and make it stop, the unjust cruelty stop happening, but it can be hard because it doesn't necessarily stop it. Jesus was that good and that loving to everyone, and he still was crucified. It's not like the people stopped doing that. They didn't stop whipping him. So that's hard. It can be really hard because you want your right response to get a change in what's happening to you. But really, it doesn't necessarily change what's happening to you, but it does keep your heart pure. Because if you are having these bad things happen to you and you are doing your best, whatever your capacity is, if you're doing your best to love through it, forgive through it, not let a bitter root form, not hate, not hold a grudge, not take offense, if you're trying and remembering to be like Jesus through that situation, then it doesn't how I think of it is it doesn't let the devil get a foothold, right? The second you're like, I am offended, I'm angry, I'm holding a grudge, I don't forgive your actions, I'm gonna ruminate about what you did wrong to me for however long. The second you're on that pathway, that now the devil's in control, right? The darkness is winning and you're taken like off path. So that's all I have to say about that. Let's not read forever. It's cold out here. I'm gonna have to have a spot in the house. I don't know if I can come out here all the time. It's just so cold. That's it. Have a good afternoon. This is my Fly Lady, what's it called? Thermos or something. We have a few of them. My son always hijacks them. They keep the cold and the hot, which is super nice. And then they're really good, like if you're gonna go on a walk. This is usually my walking cup, because if you go on a walk, you can hold it. So then you can just you can carry it in the one hand, versus having to hold it like this. You know, I really like that feature. I don't even know if she still sells them or not, but if you want to try out this lovely mug, it's not a mug, what's it called? Thermos. The Fly Lady. Go to the Fly Lady's website. That's it. I think I'll drink this. I think I'll drink my little bit of shot of caffeine and then probably go tonight. I'll get dressed. I think I will feel better getting out of the house. That's the thing about working from home, is it's like I might not leave the house for 5 days. Maybe if I'm running an errand or something, or going to a group or a meeting or something like that, you know, I might, but I could work it in a way where I don't leave the house. So I have to be real careful to still get out and do things. At the same time, not do things too much. And that's the thing with this church stuff, is like I could go to church one day, serve another day, go to the different church the other day. I could go to Monday night church if I want to listen to music. I could go to Wednesday night church. I can go to the Friday night sisterhood. I can go to my group on Mondays. A friend she's invited us to go to some other, like another family's, like they're doing a monthly worship night, and there's I shouldn't say always things to do, but there's a lot of like focus on Christian fellowship, and that is both wonderful, and also you have to gauge it. I had this pastor once who was like, you know, you can do too much, like don't overdo it, find the balance, right? Still clean your house and get your exercise and get your rest and have your quiet time. Don't always be going out, you know. So, but anyway,